What if I told you that you don't need a title, a corner office, or even a fancy business card to lead? That real leadership has nothing to do with your position and everything to do with your influence, your choices, and the way you show up every single day. That's the powerful message behind Robin Sharma's book, The Leader Who Had No Title. Robin Sharma, best known for the monk who sold his Ferrari, has inspired millions of people worldwide with his teachings on leadership and personal mastery. His work remains timeless because it speaks to the truth. In any job, in any role, you have the chance to make a difference. This book is written as a story, following a young man named Blake Davis, who feels lost in his career and life. Along the way, he meets 4 extraordinary mentors: an eccentric bookseller, a housekeeper, a gardener, and a masseuse. Each one teaches him a leadership lesson that changes how he sees success, influence, and his own potential. The book is divided into sections built around these lessons, and through its parable-like structure, it makes leadership feel simple, practical, and deeply personal. Instead of abstract theories, Sharma gives us tools we can use immediately in our work, in our relationships, and in our personal growth. So, as you listen to this summary, ask yourself, where in your life can you lead without waiting for permission? Where can you step up, take responsibility, and create change? If this message resonates, join our community here at The Leadership Code. Like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe for more inspiring leadership book summaries. Because the truth is, leadership isn't about a title. It's about how you live. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is called Leadership and Success Are Your Birthright. Robin Sharma begins with a simple but powerful truth. You don't need a title to lead. Leadership is available to every single one of us, no matter where we are in life. The story opens with Blake Davis, a man who feels stuck and uninspired in his job. He believes leadership belongs to the people at the top, those with the big offices and the fancy titles. But his first mentor, Tommy the eccentric bookseller, challenges that belief. Tommy tells him, leadership is not about a position. It's about influence, impact, and the choices you make daily. Think about this in modern life. How many people wait for the right role or the perfect moment before stepping up? They think leadership starts once someone gives them authority. But the reality is, leadership starts the moment you decide to make a difference. Whether you're serving customers at a counter, leading a classroom, or working behind the scenes in a team, the principle is clear. Leadership is your birthright. It doesn't matter your title, age, or background. Every day you're given the chance to lead by the way you work, the way you treat people, and the way you inspire those around you. So how do you apply this lesson? Stop waiting for permission. Lead from where you are. Focus on impact, not titles. Ask yourself, how can I add value today? Treat every interaction as an opportunity to inspire. Remember that small acts of leadership, repeated daily, create lasting influence. Sharma's message is inspiring and freeing. You already have what it takes to lead. The only question is, will you choose to? Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is called My Meeting with a Leadership Mentor. This is where Blake, the main character, first encounters Tommy Flynn, the quirky, wise bookseller who becomes his unexpected guide. Blake is stuck in a rut, frustrated with his life, and unsure about his future. Then Tommy appears and challenges him with ideas that flip his perspective. Tommy tells him that leadership isn't about waiting for the world to change. It's about deciding to change yourself first. The message is simple. Mentorship and guidance can awaken the leader already inside you. Tommy explains that in every job, no matter how small it may seem, there's a chance to lead. You don't have to be a CEO or a manager to make an impact. Leadership is about taking responsibility for your attitude, your effort, and the way you influence others. Think of it like this. Many of the world's greatest leaders, from entrepreneurs to activists, were shaped by mentors who opened their eyes to new possibilities. The relationship between mentor and learner isn't about giving answers, but about asking the right questions that spark growth. Practical lessons you can apply from this chapter. Seek out mentors. Surround yourself with people who push you to think bigger. Be open to learning. Wisdom can come from unexpected places if you're willing to listen. Lead yourself first. Before guiding others, take ownership of your mindset and actions. Pay it forward. Once you learn, share your growth by mentoring others. This chapter reminds us that leadership isn't a solo journey. The right mentors don't just teach you how to lead, they remind you that you already can. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is called The Sad Costs of Mediocrity and the Spectacular Rewards of Leadership Mastery. Here Robin Sharma drives home a tough truth. Settling for mediocrity costs far more than striving for excellence. Blake, our main character, continues his journey with Tommy, who explains that too many people drift through life doing just enough to get by. They avoid risks, resist growth, and settle for average. But the cost of mediocrity is huge. It creates regret, missed opportunities, and a life without fulfillment. On the other hand, choosing leadership mastery, bringing your best effort, your best ideas, and your best energy every day, brings rewards that go far beyond money. It creates pride, influence, and lasting impact. Think of it in modern terms. A worker who just clocks in and out might survive, but the one who takes initiative, who solves problems, who inspires their team, that's the person who grows, gets noticed, and creates opportunities. Mediocrity might feel safe, but mastery builds legacy. The principle is clear. Average costs you your potential. Mastery pays you in purpose. Here's how to apply this lesson. Stop settling. Don't accept good enough in your work or relationships. Bring energy. Show up every day with passion, even in small tasks. Commit to growth. Read, learn, and push yourself beyond comfort. Seek excellence daily. Leadership is built through consistent small wins. This chapter is a wake-up call. Mediocrity robs you quietly, but mastery rewards you abundantly. The choice, as Tommy tells Blake, and as Sharma tells us, is entirely yours. Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is called The First Leadership Conversation. You need no title to be a leader. This is where Blake meets his first unusual mentor, Anna, a housekeeper at a luxury hotel. On the surface, Anna doesn't hold a position of power. No corner office, no fancy title. Yet, she teaches Blake a lesson that changes everything. Leadership has nothing to do with position. It has everything to do with how you show up. Anna explains that every person, no matter their role, has the chance to influence others. She takes pride in her work, not because she's told to, but because she knows her actions shape people's experiences. Her leadership comes through excellence, kindness, and the energy she brings into every room she cleans. Think about it today. Some of the most inspiring leaders aren't CEOs. They're the teachers who ignite curiosity, the nurses who calm fears, the teammates who encourage others when things get tough. Leadership is about impact, not titles. The principle here is simple. You don't need authority to be a leader. You need responsibility. Here's how to apply Anna's lesson. Take pride in small things. Excellence in little tasks builds trust and influence. Lead by example. Show others what's possible through your own actions. See yourself as a leader now. Don't wait for a promotion to act like one. Inspire daily. A kind word, a helping hand, or extra effort can shift someone's day. Anna's message is powerful. Leadership isn't handed out with a title. It's claimed by the way you live. And that means every one of us can lead, starting right where we are. Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is called The Second Leadership Conversation. Turbulent times build great leaders. In this chapter, Blake meets his second mentor, a fearless former soldier named Ty. Ty teaches him a lesson that every leader must remember. Hard times don't break true leaders, they shape them. Ty explains that in times of crisis, most people freeze, complain, or look for someone else to blame. But leaders without titles rise to the challenge. They stay calm, think clearly, and act with courage. Pressure reveals character, and those who lean into difficulty become stronger, wiser, and more trusted. Think about it in today's world. Companies that survived the 2008 financial crash or the COVID-19 pandemic didn't do so by hiding. They adapted, innovated, and supported their people through uncertainty. The same is true in life. When relationships, careers, or health hit turbulence, it's those who face the storm with courage who come out transformed. Ty's principle is clear. Adversity is the training ground of leadership. Here's how to apply it in your own journey. Stay calm in chaos. Breathe, pause, and look for solutions instead of reacting in panic. See problems as teachers. Ask, what is this challenge here to teach me? Support others in tough times. People will remember your leadership most when things are hard. Build resilience daily. Discipline, fitness, and mindset prepare you before storms arrive. This chapter reminds us that we don't become leaders when life is easy. We become leaders when life is hard. Turbulence tests us, but it also forges greatness. Chapter 6. Chapter 6 is called The Third Leadership Conversation. The deeper your relationships, the stronger your leadership. In this chapter, Blake meets his third mentor, a skilled gardener named Jackson. Jackson's lesson is simple yet powerful. Leadership is built on relationships, not authority. Jackson explains that just as gardens thrive when nurtured with care, people flourish when they feel valued, respected, and connected. Titles can force compliance, but only strong relationships inspire commitment. Influence doesn't come from command. It comes from trust, empathy, and genuine connection. Think of modern workplaces. Employees don't give their best to bosses who bark orders. They give their best to leaders who know their names, listen to their concerns, and celebrate their wins. The same applies at home or in friendships. Relationships are the foundation of influence everywhere. Jackson's principle is clear. If you want to lead, you must learn to connect. Practical ways to apply this lesson. Listen deeply. Give people your full attention. It shows respect. Show appreciation. A simple thank you or recognition can motivate more than money. Be authentic. People follow those who are real, not those who pretend. Invest in trust. Be reliable, keep promises, and protect confidences. Blake realizes that leadership isn't about standing above others. It's about standing with them. When you deepen relationships, your influence grows naturally. This chapter reminds us of something timeless. At the heart of leadership is human connection. Titles may fade, but the impact of how you treat people will last forever. Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is called The Fourth Leadership Conversation. To be a great leader, first become a great person. In this chapter, Blake meets his final mentor, Jet, a masseuse with surprising wisdom. Jet teaches him one of the deepest lessons in the book. Leadership begins within. You cannot lead others well until you've learned to lead yourself. Jet explains that too many people chase titles, money, or recognition while neglecting their inner life. But real leadership comes from character, integrity, discipline, kindness, and self-respect. If you are broken inside, your leadership will eventually crack. But if you work on yourself, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you build the foundation for lasting influence. Think about leaders you admire. It's rarely their titles that inspire you. It's their integrity, their discipline, their courage, and their values. That's what makes people want to follow them. The principle is clear. Before you grow your impact outward, you must grow stronger inward. Here are some ways to apply this lesson. Prioritize self-mastery. Build habits that strengthen your body, mind, and spirit. Live with integrity. Align your actions with your values, even when it's hard. Practice empathy and kindness. Greatness is measured by how you treat others. Keep learning. Growth is a lifelong process, not a destination. Blake learns that leadership isn't about changing others first. It's about transforming yourself. When you become a great person, leadership follows naturally. This chapter leaves us with a lasting truth. Leadership without a title starts with who you are, not what you have. And becoming your best self is the ultimate act of leadership. Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is the conclusion. and it brings Blake's journey, and ours, to a powerful close. Robin Sharma reminds us that leadership is not about waiting for the right title, position, or recognition. It's about how you show up every single day, no matter who you are or what you do. Through his mentors, Blake discovered 4 timeless lessons. You don't need a title to lead. Turbulent times shape the best leaders. Deeper relationships make leadership stronger. To be a great leader, you must first become a great person. These ideas may sound simple, but they're life-changing when practiced daily. In fact, they reveal that leadership isn't reserved for the few. It's everyone's birthright. Whether you're serving customers, managing a team, parenting children, or simply trying to be a better friend, you have the chance to lead by the way you think, speak, and act. Why does this matter so much today? Because we live in a world that craves authentic leaders, people who inspire trust, who bring optimism in hard times, who connect deeply, and who stand for something greater than themselves. Titles and positions can fade, but the influence you create through your choices endures. So here's the call. Stop waiting for permission. Begin leading right where you are. Show up with courage, treat people with respect, master yourself, and use each day to make a difference. If you enjoyed this summary, like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code for more powerful leadership book summaries. Remember, leadership isn't about a title. It's about how you live, and every day is your chance to lead without one.